Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
MashaAllah. Abdullah, I'm glad to be back with you in the famous studio and be able to sit with you and take the barakah and sit and give nasiha and promote.
You missed the last 3 episodes.
I know.
We had another sheikh with us, mashallah.
I know.
He was amazing as well.
I know. That's my friend, dear friend, Sheikh Maulana Qaidul Islam, Jazakallah khair, for stepping in and taking the opportunity to continue the work that was being done through these videos that we were sending.
Alhamdulillah.
And the purpose of these videos were so that we could help everybody, especially youngsters, children, to understand, listen to some stories, take some goodness from these stories, learn some lessons and implement it in their life.
Of course.
Ustad Abdullah, you know, a year's gone so quick. Do you agree?
Allahu Akbar. It's so fast, so fast.
And in the whole year that's just gone past, we've seen a lot of life-changing things. We've learned different things. We've had different experience. But the most important thing that is, Allah's blessed us again with another Ramadan.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
And
we like take Ramadan for guarantee. We think next Ramadan, like this Ramadan, we're going to finish, and then we're going to have another Ramadan next Ramadan, and we're going to do next Ramadan as well. And then the following, we think we're here for good 20, 30 years.
Yeah. And this is why I want the viewers to understand and take the lessons from what we experience in our life. And every year that we experience something, we become better.
Yes.
And we strengthen our deen.
Alhamdulillah.
And we take the lessons from our deen, from the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Yes.
And you know what? As much as I'm sad and I'm upset, but I want to make this a joyful session where I want to talk about my experience in the last year, especially and for us both and for many of us that are watching, and the loss that we've had recently. Wow. But I want to keep be optimistic and be smiling, and I want to say in the most joyful way that we lost a very, very, very close friend
of ours,
Brother Shazad Zafar. And we could talk about Ustad Abdullah, we could talk about so many great people. We could talk about so many great people that have got so much lessons that we take from those great people. But we could also take lessons right now from people that we lose every day within our time scale.
Yes, yes.
And I don't know if you...
They are stronger lessons because you are directly linked with these people and you know these people and how they used to live their lives. Yeah. I'm talking about a specific brother. Yeah. I'm talking about...
So all the viewers that are watching, I know this whole series is about Aqsa, and we want to talk about the importance of Aqsa and how it was protected by great people, great warriors, great fighters. But I want to take a moment out before I get to those discussions about great people that we lose day to day within our family circle, friendship circle, and we take back lessons from that. And I could say with this wholeheartedly that we losing Brother Shazad Zafar, I just want to reflect on some things that he used to do. And I want to reflect
we already missed these things in Ramadan. Ramadan, the things he used to do. Huh?
Yeah, and what made him close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The certain actions that he would do that would draw him close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we could say this first-handed because we witnessed it. It's Ramadan. And it's the time and it's the month where everything Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes easier upon a mu'min. Reading Quran, doing amal on the sunnah, memorizing the Quran. And this is the month especially where we take advantage, because it's not like normal. You wouldn't, like, for example, if you go to a restaurant on a normal day, they'll be blasting music or things like that. But on Ramadan, everybody's cautious.
Yes.
Yeah, you know that it's Ramadan. You feel it because not everybody's eating. Certain actions are not being done. People are not openly sinning. So you feel
more gatherings in masjid.
Yeah, more gathering masjid. The masjids are full, and this is important to everybody, and especially the youth. Attaching yourself to the masjid. Our beloved brother who passed away, Shazad Zafar, Allah give him Jannah. His actions was to give sadaqah every single day.
Yes.
Can you imagine? The man is in Allah's yard now, and all those sadaqahs he used to give.
Allahu Akbar.
Can you imagine
every day he used to make sure.
Yeah.
When Ramadan comes, every night he'll give sadaqah. So that night is sorted for him, isn't it?
Wallahi, he's not here with us. He's with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala right now. But I'm sure, inshallah, and I believe this so strongly. My man's there and he's saying, man, in those 40, but not 40, but I would say after the age of, he became baligh, say maybe 10, 20 years that he's been doing it. Yeah, probably more, but I'm just saying from the time that he was become mature and growing up, right? He's been attached with deen, right? So I would say 20 years, last 20 years of his life, his attachment with the Quran, his attachment with giving charity, his attachment with charities, his attachment going out to with charity, and I've seen this, I've experienced. Wallahi,
he was always there. He was always there pulling us. Pulling us.
And he was a motivation. He was a drive. He was an inspiration for us. Why? Because we don't think about this now. And we reflect. I just traveled with him to Africa, and I reflect on every other night, and I think about so many things. Certain things I used to see, certain things he used to do. But why was he doing all this? To draw his closeness to who?
Allah
subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because ultimately nobody expected him to die suddenly.
No, bro.
He left the dunya and he's gone to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But what is he taking back with him? He's taking none of his wealth, is he?
Nothing.
And you knew this guy had the best clothes, the best stuff he had.
Yes, he always
top notch.
Top notch, yes,
top
always.
Notch. But what is even more important, wallahi, is with this top notch life
amal,
he had,
yes.
His amal was top notch too.
He was, mashallah.
Huh?
Man, he would have been bringing wings and chicken and doner and everything right now. After we finish, he would have been bringing the food for us.
So we talk about inspiration. We talk about things that inspire people, and we look in history books. We read about certain people. We read about special people. But we have special people in our community, in our family, and we don't realize that till they leave the dunya. But their actions and what they do, when you reflect on it, wallahi, we should take this as a lesson that, especially in the month of Ramadan, donate, give charity.
Yes.
Do good a'mal.
He asked me earlier on, what's Ramadan about? Shahru Ramadan alladhi unzila fihi al-Quran, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, mainly about Quran.
Subhanallah. And inshallah, we will continue in our next episode to talk about a bit more how important the Quran is and why it's important to read the Quran in Ramadan, and how it impacts people's lives. But on this note, I want to say, everybody that's watching, Jazakallah khair. Keep us all in your dua. Keep my beloved brother Shazad Zafar in your dua. Allah reward him. Allah give him Jannah. Allah make him amongst those people who will be under the shade of Allah on the day of judgment.
Ameen. Ya Rabbil Alameen.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.